ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि त्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। We'll read verse number 4. Pratibodhaviditam matam amrutatvam hi vindate atmana vindate viryam vidyaya vindate mrutam. So here the method of method of seeing Brahman in life, in Vyavahara, is shown. Because as we discussed in the last class, the question arose that is Brahman is totally avijñātam, which means it cannot be seen. Then how will we know Brahman? How will we bring it in Vyavahara? That was the question. So method is given. Pratibodha viditam matam. Brahman can be said to be known when it is known or recognized in all the pratyayas, in all the thoughts. Only then and then Brahman is known. By knowing in this way alone, amrutatvam hi vindate, you can gain immortality. Then in the next line it is said, atmana vindate viryam. It is by the knowledge of the self. Atmana vindate viryam, not just by Atma. Atma is always there, but that doesn't give any strength. Knowledge of the self. Vindate viryam, one gains strength. Vidyaya vindate amrutam, and it is by knowledge that one gains immortality. This is said. Now see, earlier in the morning we discussed this at great length, that bodham prati viditam. It should be known in each and every thought, as the illuminator of the thought as well as the content of the thought. Then when you face the thought before you, flow of thought is going on, one by one the thoughts are arising, but you don't fail the self. How? That the illuminator of each and every thought is the self. Plus it is also the content of the self. So thoughts are coming and going, and you are the witness. You know that I am in this form. I in the form of this thought, then in this thought, that another thought. Then a time will come when the thought doesn't matter. But what matters and what focuses your attention is nothing but the tattva. Once this is known, then you are always with Tattva. Tattva or Brahman is never away. You are all the time with that. Because either thoughts are there in your mind, or you are watching the world, carrying out your vyavahara, transaction with the world. With reference to the world, there will be thoughts. And in each thought, you are seeing Brahman or Paramatma, not seeing really. But in which way it is to be seen? By knowing that I am the one in whose light the thought is shining. Plus, as the content, nirvishesha content, unqualified content is nothing but the self. This is how you know Brahman in each and every thought. This is not an ordinary thing. This doesn't come in one day. You have to constantly sit back and then practice this, be with yourself. And we showed an excellent method also, that japa and appreciating the silence between the japas, two mantras. When you see the silence between the two mantras, then you will see that I am that. And that you won't miss it. Because otherwise today what happens? Always the mind is crowded by different thoughts, different emotions. So many different thoughts are constantly crowding the mind. And we feel that where is Brahman in all this? So one is always after silencing the thoughts. That is what yoga says. Chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga Shastra says, Patanjali Maharaj there says, that yoga is chitta vritti nirodha. Silencing each and every thought. Chitta vritti nirodha. Restraining each and every thought is yoga. They believe that only when you do that, then, because today thoughts are covering the self. See, I'm saying what they believe. That thoughts are as it were covering the self. So they try to remove the thoughts by pranayama, different methods. Then when the thoughts are not there, tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam, then I will abide in the drashtuhu swarup. What is the swarup of the drashta? Consciousness. Only then and then I will be with the drashta. So, because of this belief, all the time they are trying hard to get rid of the thoughts. Thoughts should go away. The reason behind their attempt to silence the mind is they are afraid of thoughts. Because the belief is that thoughts are covering the self. Only when they go away, that is why practice for savikalpa and nirvikalpa samadhi. So the thoughts should not be there. Their attempt is fine. And to some extent, we don't deny this. That mind should be relatively quiet. We don't deny that. But to think that thoughts veil the Atma, thoughts cover the Atma is not correct. To think that only when the thoughts go away and there is no thought in the mind, only then and then Atma will emerge is wrong. To think that Atma will emerge, consciousness will emerge only when the thoughts go, that is not correct. It is like saying that only when the pot goes will clay emerge. Only when the ornament goes will the gold emerge. So today, as it were, gold is hidden by ornament. Or it is similar to saying that only when the wave goes will I appreciate water, which is not going to happen. In the ocean, waves will come. So, it will be a very hard task, uphill task, to always remove the thoughts. That they can do it with the help of pranayama is good. we can also do it to some extent, so that mind becomes relatively wide. These are all good methods. But the belief that only when the thought is not there, chitta vritti complete nirodha, only then and then Atma will surface, that is not correct. Because according to what we thought, we said, bodham prati viditam. It has to be known, understood, appreciated with reference to each thought. Which means what? The thought cannot cover the self. Can wave cover the water? Can ornament hide the gold? You need not melt the ornament to get the gold. In whichever form the ornament may be there, it is gold. Similarly, here the knowledge is given, the thought or the world cannot hide Atma, cannot cover the self. Because why? It is nothing but the play of thought is nothing but the name and form, consciousness coming in the form of name and form. Consciousness is not hidden. Water is never hidden in the water or in the wave. In fact, whatever the wave is, there is nothing but water in the wave. Rather than that, I would say, what you call wave is water. Because, come back to our equation. Take away the water. Wave has no independent existence other than water. In that case, wave became just an appearance. Had it stood on its own legs, wave liberation. I will be on my own legs. Then be. Water says bye-bye. Have it your way. Have it your way. Then there is no wave. That means, think of this. There is no wave at all. If there were two things, see, if we count two things, wave and water, then take one, others should remain. See, if we take away water, wave cannot remain. But if you take away wave, water still remains. Then what is independent? Water, and that is real. Paratantra is never real. Take away rope, where is the snake? Where is the snake? No, in the rope? On the rope? No. See, snake is not sitting on, listen, snake is not sitting on the rope, below the rope, side of nowhere. If then I should find below the rope. The snake is now hiding. That means snake is real. If you find it sitting somewhere on rope, behind rope, below the rope, that means it is real. But when you look at the rope, snake has no existence at all. So, in each and every thought of the snake, what is in reality over there? Nothing but rope. So, this way when you know, don't be scared of the world, don't get scared of the thoughts too. Thoughts pertain to the world. So, when I am not afraid of the thoughts, naturally I am not afraid of the world also. Got it? And then in thoughts also I see thoughts are mirrored to me. In thoughts, Atma gets reflected. Reflected means it is because of me that the thought is. Every time you look at the thought, you know that it is because of me, because of me, because of the content, there is I. Illuminator, there is I. So in fact, if you are alert, then each thought brings you back to yourself. It directs you to yourself. That is why it is said, if you know it this way, otherwise what happens? Only when I am alone with myself or in some cave, thinking, meditating upon the self, then only the self is there. Moment I come out, moment I remember something, then immediately I want to get rid of that. No, I should not think of all this. Nobody stands a threat to the self if you understand it properly. So, when it is known in this way, that it's not there at all, and whatever is nothing, but for that I am the Prakashaka. That is Prakashya. And Prakashya is because of the Prakashaka, illuminator. Then Amrutatvam hi vindate. Then you come to know Amrutatvam. Amrutatvam means what? Amarana bhavam svatmani avasthanam. Amrutatvam means the person gets very well abided in the self, because each thought brings him back to himself. Thoughts are coming and going. Like you may be on the 4th or 5th floor of your building, and down below so many things are happening. Some marriages, some wedding procession is going on. Some people are doing garba. Some people are cracking firecrackers, and some dead bodies also being taken to crematorium ground. Everything is happening, but you are illuminating each and everything, sort of. You are watching everything, not affected by anything. This is called udasinaha, asinaha. So when you know, when this is the relationship with the thought, then this goes, another one comes, third one comes, fourth one comes, I am above all of them. This is what Bhagavan also says. Udasina vadasina guneryo na vichalyate. Not in any way affected by the gunas. Gunas means 3 humors: sattva, rajas and tamas. Thought is made of that. Thought is made means the name and form of the thought is either sattva or rajas or tamas. I am not in any way affected. This will be the right understanding. Otherwise, when I face the world and my knowledge is in shaking, my knowledge gets shaken up, then it is still not form. It's still not form. Whether it is sukha, dukkha, mana, apamana, stuti, ninda, whatever. But Atma is same in all of them. Because the thought of mana, I illumine. Thought of apamana, I illumine. Sukha, happiness, unhappiness, praise, censure, respect, lack of it. These all troubles us. All this troubles us so much. Why? Because I think that what the thought says is I. So constant viveka has to go on. When that doesn't happen, we are shaken up. So this is how Amrutatvam hi vindate. Then Svatmani avasthanam moksham. Amrutatvam here means moksha. Moksha means freedom. Now this person is free while living. Free. Totally free. He is free, and the prarabdha is unfolding itself. The play of the world also goes on. But he is not shaken up. He is enjoying, watching everything. Let whatever happen. Amrutatvam hi vindate. Then next line. Atmana vindate viryam. So see, how do they get this kind of Amrutatvam? So Shruti explains in the next line. Atmana vindate viryam. It is by, not Atma means not merely being Satchidananda. That was always there. That never helped. In spite of there, we are in pain. We are lamenting. No. Atmana means knowledge of the self. See, knowledge is required. Whatever blesses is knowledge. Having a thing is of no use. It is as good as useless unless you know what it means. One has to know the self. So when you know the self properly, yathartha, in the yathartha sense, knowing Atma for what it is, what its nature is, then vindate viryam, then one gets strength. That by six packs doesn't give strength. Vindate viryam, viryam means strength. Which strength is this? Inner strength. This is required. I may, be very, very strong and powerful as far as the body is concerned. But if this knowledge is not there, world can make me cry. It can lead me to depression. Anything can happen. To the most powerful man also. Real strength is this. What is the real strength? Knowledge. Knowledge is the real strength. Many Mahatmas, they are very weak, very frail, very weak. They sometimes don't get enough nourishment also. In the olden days, they were not even getting bhikshas also. Those who were living in Himalayas. That is why Kali Kamliwala ji came. That Kali Kamliwala was a big Mahatma. He saw that people, Mahatmas, sadhus living in Himalayas, where will they get bhiksha from? Sometimes people are not there in the village, and climatic conditions are also so severe. No proper medicine, no proper things. When you are pursuing knowledge, your body should be fit. So nourishment also is required. Let alone nourishment, proper enough food is also required. Either they get dal and roti. Roti and dal. So what was the menu in the morning? Dal and roti. In the evening, what is the menu? Roti and dal. Then Swamiji used to mention that roti was of such a type, that you have to soak it in the dal for 2 hours. Soak it in the dal for 2 hours and then only you can put in your mouth. Otherwise it will break your teeth. That kind of rotis, imagine. These people are using their mind, doing so much tapas and then no food. So they would die early. So many diseases will come. Anything, that is bound to happen. That is the order, biological order. That will happen. So this Mahatma, Kali Kamliwala, he in Rishikesh only, he first opened this Annakshetra, where each and every sadhu would get bhiksha. Then from time to time, whatever blankets and things, padukas, things like that, bare minimum things are required. Umbrella, blanket, raincoat, things like that. It was distributed. He collected funds for that and then opened. So now sadhus have less problems. Not sadhus in such ashramas, but other sadhus also living on streets also, they also get food. But in short, Atmana vindate viryam, balam samarthyam. It is this knowledge which gives you strength, inner strength. Dhana sahaya mantra aushadhi tapo yoga krutam viryam mrutyum na shaknoti abhibhavitum. You see, here the argument is dhana is also strength. Then mantra is also, different kind of sources of strength are mentioned. Wealth is a strong source of strength, no doubt about it. But it cannot give you immortality. It can give you comforts. Your future is secure. Things like that, definitely. We cannot dismiss the power of wealth and comforts. We all need it now, but not ultimate. I have all the wealth, but if knowledge is not there, which knowledge? Atma Gnana. Then wealth I have to leave and go. Wealth, however much I may have, I have to leave it and go. So real strength is after death, what is going to help me? Before death and after death also. What will really go with me? My punya and whatever good samskaras I have earned. So he says dhana, then mantra. Mantra is also a very big source of security, of help also. See, there are so many different kind of mantras. If you keep on repeating them, then you get siddhis, powers. Mantras are powerful, no doubt about it. But still, these mantras themselves, just a mantra cannot give you moksha. Moksha cannot come. Purity can come. Other siddhis can come. So they are all powerful, no doubt. But nothing compared to Aham Brahmasmi. I am full. Means I don't need to do anything. You do is a different matter. But there is no need. One crosses the need, and need is samsara. I am not talking about needs of food and clothing and shelter and some comforts. I am not talking about that. But other needs we have, intellectual need, emotional need. These are all needs. And it is these needs, where person we cannot handle. You cannot handle if you don't get what you want. So, all this are not ultimate sources of happiness or security. Tapa also. Tapa was a great power, austerity and penance. See, so many people do so much of tapas. In the olden days, in Puranas, we hear about it. They used to do tapas for thousands of years. Brahmaji will appear, Vishnu will appear and grant them so many boons. Source of strength, but how long? How long? That will also come to an end. Ravana said, though I should not die by anyone. Nobody. But he missed two people, two things, two beings. Who did he miss? Human beings and vanaras. Nobody else was powerful enough. But in the boon, he thought, what can human beings do? I overpower Rakshasas and Devatas, then what can poor human beings do? Not to mention monkeys. So Bhagavan, he himself came as human being and he had the Sena. What a Sena? My God, I can't even imagine. He had the army of all Vanaras. Imagine. So in short, however much you may think that no, but now nobody can kill me. Bhagavan you can't defy Bhagavan. You can't challenge him. Before Hiranyakashipu also, he missed what? Combination of lion and human being. Then he came like that. On the threshold, he killed him. You cannot but get away from all this. But one thing can enable you to get away from death. What is that? Knowledge. Which death? Death of the form of inadequacy. Death in the form of being limited. That other death is not that important. But every moment I am dying, every moment I feel helpless when ignorance is there. That can be conquered by the knowledge of the selves. So, Atmana Vindate Viryam. See, Mundaka Upanishad, beautiful simile is given to mention Jiva and Ishvara. There it says, Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhaya. Samani, he says, there Jiva and Ishvara are shown in the form of two birds perching on one tree. Two birds are living on one tree. But of the two, the one bird is constantly moving from here and there, everywhere, in search of food. Whereas at the same time, the other bird is just sitting there, just watching, enjoying. Abhichakashiti. Abhichakashiti means witnessing. Then, which word is Jiva bird and which word is Narayana? The one who keeps on moving is Jiva. The one who is just watching, enjoying is Narayana. Narayana is not somewhere else, right here. Atma is Narayana. And Jiva Bhava is the other bird who keeps on jumping up and down. There and there and there. This fruit, that fruit. Things like that. But, and still, he's all the time sorrowful. Samane vrukshe purusho nimagnaha, it says. Shruti says, Mundakopanishad, Samane vrukshe purusho nimagnaha. In spite of being on the same tree with Bhagavan, this other bird is all the time, lamenting, I didn't get this, I don't want this, people are hurting me, that one is, things like that. This goes on. But that bird, when he says, Jushtam yada pashyati anyamisham, but when he comes to know this other bird, human body is there compared to the tree. In this tree, the one bird is Narayan, other bird is Jiva. So this Jiva bird, when he comes to see the Jushtam yada pashyati anyamisham, when he sees the other bird, then he also becomes free, which means he gets the knowledge. Similarly, it is knowledge alone, knowledge of the self, not knowledge of physics and chemistry and biology. All that is beautiful, but it doesn't have the capacity. Aparavidya keeps you in samsara. Paravidya is required. Aparavidya means vidya of the samsara. We need it. We need that also, but that is not enough. Don't stop at that. That's not enough to ferry you across the ocean of ignorance. For that you require paravidya. Paravidya, there Mundak says, Atha para yaya tad aksharam adhigamyate. Paravidya is that by which one comes to know immutable akshara, which is Atma, which is Avinashi, which never dies, which is never born, which never undergoes any change, which doesn't age. Nothing happens. Asti jayate vardate viparinamate apakshiyate vinashyate. This is the story of Jiva. Is born, grows, then depletes, and one day goes. But that is to body, not to the self, not to the self at all. More you come to know this, just don't, see, there is one kind of satisfaction and joy in listening to this. This also gives lot of joy. But don't stop there. Every time remind yourself that my nature is being unfolded. Shruti is offering me a mirror in which I am seeing myself. Every time we are seeing ourselves. When we say this, Atmana vindate viryam, amrutatvam hi vindate, aham brahmasmi, teacher or the Shruti is showing you mirror. And every time you should correct yourself. Correct yourself. Correct yourself means, no, I should. This calls for complete transformation in our method of thinking. We think wrongly. We judge wrongly. Not others, our own selves. Our own selves we judge wrongly. We brand wrongly. Every time we brand ourselves. Failure. Successful. Insulted. Guilty. No. When you keep on listening to this, stop that. And judge yourself from the standpoint of what Shruti says about you. Here each and every page talks about ourselves. Yes, about ourselves only. More and more we come to know this. And more we identify with this and de-identify with the body. This too is required. De-identification with BMI, that is body, mind and intellect Sanghata, complex, and identification with what? My true self, which I avoided so far. So join with this, dissociate with that. Dissociate from that, all this at the level of mind, mentally. This work has to be carried out. This is called Nitya Anitya Viveka. Should go on constantly. Dissociation from that and association with the self all the time. Only then, day by day, we become strong, mentally strong, intellectually strong. Just as on the first day when you go for physiotherapy, then he stretches and does everything. So we shout, oh, we stop it now. But then every day we go, muscles, they say your muscles need strengthening. Muscles need strengthening. So they give us some weights and, to be, hardly we can. But every day in and day out when I go, then yes, now I can. I've gained strength. Similarly, with every satsanga, with every study of Upanishad, Gita, what happens? This muscles get strengthened. And this is what we need. So that is viryam. That is real vigor. That is real strength. Mundaka Upanishad is Nayamatma balahinena labhyaha. If you are not strong this way, then Atma, forget about Atma. Forget. Because Atma needs this strength. Bhagavan also says, Dukkha Sanyoga Viyoga Yoga Sangnitam. See, with Dukkha already out of ignorance, we are associated with Dukkha all the time. This Sukha, so-called Sukha is also Dukkha. So-called Sukha of Samsara is also Dukkha only. And we are already associated with it. What is yoga there? Bhagavan gives the definition of yoga. Dukkha Sanyoga Viyogam Yoga Uchyate. We are already associated with dukkha because of our false notions, ignorance, which enable us to all the time identify, do tadatmya with the body, to every time cut that bond, to cut that knot, to cut that identification, every time keep on cutting. That is real yoga. That kind of yoga we need to do all the time. That yoga will ultimately totally join me with myself. So this is how we gain strength from Atma. Don't go and cry before others. Some people, they require shoulders to cry on others. Bhagavan says, depend upon yourself. First we need emotional strength, intellectual strength. That will come from where? Just remembering my nature. You should do that. If this strength is there, then Ashtavakraji, you must have heard about him. Sage Ashtavakra was, bent everywhere. His 8 limbs were crooked. If you have seen his picture somewhere, then everywhere the bend was there in a crooked way. So he looked very ugly also. We can't say this. Pardon us. But when he entered the court of Janaka, this Janaka used to carry out this kind of samvada. Discussions were going on in his court, darbar. Then all the sages and big panditas had gathered there. And this kind of talks are going on. Everybody gets up and shows their knowledge and everything. Ashtavakraji also entered. He could not even walk, he had to sit on the ground and crawl himself. That was his position. So everybody started laughing. All the panditas, they started giggling and laughing. And Janaka said that he has come for Shastrartha. He is going to discuss. he is also going to present his point. So everybody started laughing. This one is going to talk to us. What does he know? So they judged him from what? Body. So Janaka apologized for them. So Ashtavakraji said, why are you doing that? I am not interested in doing this Shastrartha, carrying out this kind of discussions with all these people. Janaka said, why? They are not Panditas, they are all Chamara. They are not Pandita. Chamara is the one, what is he called in English? Huh? Cobbler? No, not cobbler. One who one who cuts the skin of the animals and all that. Butcher. So he says they are looking at this flesh. They are not scholarly people. They are not Panditas. They are not Mahatmas. I don't want to discuss with them. Their perception is only up to the flesh. So what I am trying to say, he had the strength. He had the strength to talk to them like that. And in no way did he feel inferior. Otherwise, immediately when somebody looks, powerful, whereas as far as knowledge is concerned, looks are concerned, status is concerned, we immediately feel low before them. Complex comes. Complex is nothing but identifying. Complex, every time a complex arises, what does it mean? What does it mean? I am judging myself from the standpoint of this instrument. That is ignorance. So when the Shruti says, Atmana vindate viryam, it is by the knowledge of the self that one gets viryam. One gets strength. So in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, when this kind of strength is there, gurunapi na vichalyate, then let whatever calamities come in life, whatever adversities, let them come. Na vichalyate, he won't be shaken. This we see, like in case of Mirabai, so many adversities every day. One day he will send cobra, another day something else, third day other thing, poison. She was a bhakta, but a knowledgeable bhakta. They are not shaken up by anything. Where is the strength coming from? Of course, she had devotion. That was also her Shraddha for Bhagwan also. But knowledge also gives the same strength. What is happening to me? Nothing. Nothing is happening to me. Atmana vindate viryam. And vidyaya vindate amrutam. Last word. Vidyaya vindate amrutam. It is with vidya, by knowledge, that one realizes, recognizes that one is already immortal. I don't have to become. Becoming is over. What a great relief, no? What a great relief. Then now I don't have to work for anything. I'm already fine. I'm already fine. Beautiful. I already have, I've achieved the goal. I don't need to do anything. This is the strength. And it is a fact. Swamiji, is this not brainwashing ourselves that I'm fine. Then I will become fine. You are already fine. What you feel is not fine is here. What you feel is not fine is in the mind. What you feel is not fine is in the intellect. But what is already fine is Atma. If I have the strength to accept this, own up this, you are free now. But this requires strength, which comes with every exposure to Shastra. Keep on studying. And as I said, dissociate yourself from Anatma. That doesn't mean that I don't come in contact with people. No, it only means that don't identify yourself. judge yourself. You should not have your perception about yourself from the standpoint of the body. This is real strength. This one gets. Having said this, now comes another mantra. That now Arthavada. Now the mantra which follows is in the form of Arthavada. Arthavada, you remember what is Arthavada? 2 days, I think yesterday or day before that we mentioned. Somebody can tell me?
Praise.
Huh? No, that praise. But in which reference did it come?
Shadlinga.
Huh?
Shad
Shad with the linga. We mentioned that there are 6 lingas, 6 signs by which we can infer the central theme of the text. First one was Upakrama, Upasamhara, beginning and conclusion. Then Abhyasa, repeating the thing. Then Apurvata, something new that this text is contributing. Then Upapatti, reasoning. Then there was Arthavada. Arthavada means Shruti, like mother also. If mother wants you to do something, then she will keep on praising that. And mother wants you to desist from something, then she will criticize that. If then there is this lariwala going on, that hawker, then she will, if you don't study, then you will become like this. She keeps on threatening us all the time. You want to become this one? Then don't study. And then she will point us to, see, look at Mukesh Ambani. Because he focused. That is why he became such a big industrialist. So study. Her idea is that you study. That is why she will praise. And that is why she will also, if need be, censure also, criticize also. Shruti is doing the same thing now. Why? Because she has something in her mind, not without reason. So Arthavada, from Arthavada, also you can make out what is going on in her mind. So see, so that is one of the lingas, to know a sign, to know the theme of the text. And last one was phalam. In this mantra which we will read, both are given. Phalam is also given, Arthavada is also given. In the very second mantra also phalam was given. Again the same phalam, result of the knowledge, is repeated again. So we have showed you how all the six lingas are found here. Come on. This is very famous mantra. Very, very famous mantra. Iha cheda vedita. No. Iha cheda vedita. We cannot chant it that way. Iha cheda vedita. Ata satyamasti. न चेदिहा वेदिन महती विनष्टिः भूतेषु भूतेषु विचित्य धीराः प्रेत्यास्मान् लोकादमृता भवन्ति. See, iha ched avedit, it says, if iha ched, if a person, iha ched, if here itself, iha means here itself, in this life itself, if somebody comes to know the truth, that is Atma, in this life, then Satyamasti, then he has fulfilled the purpose of life. And he will gain the best. His life will be nothing but Satya. Means it will be fulfilled. He will gain fulfillment. But then, na chet iha avedit. If in case you do not know, you fail to reach the goal in this life, then what will happen? Mahati vinashtihi. Great loss will incur. Says the translation also says. If a man knows Atma here, he then attains the true goal of life in himself. If he does not know it here, great destruction awaits him. Mahati, he loses. Then last line, Bhuteshu Bhuteshu Vichitya Dhiraha. But then last line is about those who know. Those who know what happens? They see the self in each and every. Dhiraha. Dhiraha means intelligent people, pure people who are pursuing this knowledge. They, in the course of time, come to know the self in each and every being. In each and every being, Bhuteshu Bhuteshu Vichitya Dhiraha. They means they realize it in every being, and then Pretya Asmad Lokat Amruta Bhavanti. So first meaning of Pretya will be while living, they give up identification with the body and all those who are related with the body. Comes out of the Aham Mama Bhava. Then let the body be there. But he is free. Even when he is alive, that will be Jivan Mukti. That is the first meaning of Pretya Asmad Lokat. Asmat Lokat means from the field of Aham and Mama. He gives up identification. That is Pretya. Pretya Asmad Lokat, then even while living he is Amruta. He becomes free. Another meaning is Pretya will be dying and going. Dying means the body falls off. Then once the body falls off, since he is a wise man, he knows very well, abides in the self even while he was living. Now no next birth for him. He doesn't have to take up another body because he is all full, no desires at all. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan, as Bhagavan says. When one gives up, rather than gives up, they get given up. They get dropped. There is no place for any desire now. What kind of desire? Not that I now there is whether the food is needed at the time of the food. Not that kind of desires, but which kind of desires? If I do not fulfill those desires, I am nowhere. I feel incomplete. Those kind of desires do not remain. Those desires do not remain. Why? He is happy in himself, by himself. Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. Happy or satisfied in himself, by himself. Not that there are two, himself and by him, not two. But no other source of happiness is required. He's become full. That is called sthita prajna. When that has happened while living, then when his body falls off, he is free. Free means he gets merged in. There is nothing to merge. Now see, supposing this is a pot space. Space is here called space, but when identified with this pot, it is called pot space. So now this pot got the knowledge from this pot. This is Guru pot. Guru pot space. And this is bigger, no? So let us this is bigger one. So let this be Guru pot space. And this is student disciple pot space. So this one was talking, oh, I am so small. And when I see other pots, I want to become. All the story went on before the teacher. Then he said, forget all this. Shut up. You are not this. You are the space, not the space confined by the pot. You are. So this knowledge is given. Atma Jnanam is given. Huh? Then what happened? Then when time is over. While he was like this, that time also he came to know that I am space. Then Prarabdha is over. So this goes. Where is space? It was already merged. It was already, there is no real merging now. But what was obstructing, sort of, is gone. This is not obstructing the Jivan Mukta. They don't worry all the time. When will the body go? When will they? Why should they worry about it? Body will go in its own order. Not that all the time waiting. When will this fall off? When will this fall off? No such need. Just as other bodies are, this body is. Let it be. But when this is gone, now space is really space. That is the meaning of, that is the second meaning. Pretya asmad lokar amruta bhavanti. Pretya means going. Then becomes preta, doesn't become preta, but he is now merged. Space gets merged in the space. That will be videha mukti. That will be videha mukti. So this mantra is in the form of Arthavada. But what it means is, see, before that Bhashyakara is giving very good Bhashya on this. Kashta kalu suranara tiryak pretadishu. He says different, having different yonis, appearing in different yonis, like animals and insects and even ghosts and goblins. Then upper yonis, Devata, Gandharva, Pitru, all these yonis are fraught with dukkha. Lower yonis, lower wombs are obviously, there is lot of unhappiness there. But even upper ones, why? Because you go there, then after the karmas which took you there, punya karmas which took you there, when they are over, then anticlimax. Then you don't know where you go, where your other karmas will take you. And even there, lot of comparison, competition, everything goes on. Otherwise, why should Indra feel what he feels? And Swamiji used to mention that having gone to the heavens, and he is watching everyone, for some time it went on like that. Then he saw his neighbor was also there. His neighbor was also there. Plus, he knew he was rickshawala. He was rickshawala, auto rickshaw driver. And then he knew it, that this, after sitting in this one's auto rickshaw, your life will go away only. The way he used to drive. Moment you sit in his auto rickshaw all the time, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Ram, you have to do Narayan, Narayan, because it drives so erratically. So he's wondering, how come he is here? I'm here, that is fine. I led a very religious life, so I am here is fine. But what about, why should he be here? Then he went and asked Chitragupta. Chitragupta keeps the account. Chitragupta keeps the account. He went and asked, how come this fellow is here? He said, because by sitting in his rickshaw, he did a lot of seva karma. Because after sitting in his rickshaw, everybody started chanting Rama Ram. So big thing. So easier. This is just a way of putting that there is samsara there also. There is samsara there also. There you don't get pani puri. There you don't get those things. So you enjoy other things. In fact, there is no hunger and thirst. Na tatra tvam na jaraya bibeti. There is no, he says, Nachiketa says to Yamraja, why should I come there? In heavens, certain things are not there, certain things are there. But certain things give us lot of enjoyment here. In short, each and every realm is fraught with unhappiness, insecurity. And everything is time bound. Time bound. We have gone there, then you will be thrown out. You will be thrown out one day. So he says, samsara dukkha bahuleshu prani, and what is there? Janma, jara, marana, rogadi, samprapti, janma, mrityu, that is why Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, always he mentions in 20 values, one of the values is that always dwell upon janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi, dukkha, doshanu, darshanam. May you dwell upon the kind of unhappiness, suffering that you go through in Janma. In Janma is not simple. Janma is You have to again go back means what? Janma is not easy thing. Janma and lot of pain in Mrityu also. Mrityu doesn't come that easily. Before that fear of Mrityu, then all the old age. And old age, one by one things come. Can't sit up, can't get up, then this, can't see, can't hear. So many things happen. Everything is fraught with pain. So Bhashyakara is saying, why do not people recognize this? And if they recognize it here in this life, because this body, which body? Human body is the best to think of all this and know the self. There is no instrument as sophisticated, as best as human body to know the self. And here means Martya Loka. In this life, in Prithvi Loka, Gandharva Loka, you can't do this much. Kenopanishad says that yes, some kind of knowledge is possible in Pitru Loka also. Gandharva Loka also some knowledge is possible there. In Brahma Loka, lot of knowledge, as much as here, it's possible there. Because we hear Indra and Virochana, everybody tried to get knowledge from Prajapati in Brahma Loka. So that there it is possible. But to go to Brahma Loka is impossible, almost next to impossible. The kind of punya karmas that are required for going to that Brahma Loka is next to impossible for human being, for us. So don't plan for that Brahma Loka. Which means what is left is this life, this on this earth, Prithvi Loka, and with this human body is the best instrument. So having got this, if we are not awake to gaining this knowledge, then we are losing. So mantra said, Iha ched avedit. Atasat, if you know it here, then finished. You have finished your work. Everything is possible here. Do it. With distinction, you can clear it. And how is it to be known? Avignatam vijanatam. Avignatam vijanatam. Vignatam avijanatam. I should know, but know not as an object, but as the very self. This knowledge is this kind of understanding, this viveka, this vairagya, all of this is possible only here. So, if you miss this, out of what? Carelessness, pramada. Pramada means postponing, procrastinating. This is in human svabhava. Oh, tomorrow. A lot of life is still left. We are very young still. So enough time is there. So we put it for tomorrow. Who has seen tomorrow? Nobody knows about the next moment. Next moment, what can happen? Nobody knows. And still we postpone this important thing for tomorrow. So Bhashyakara says, then you are losing. You are losing something. You know the story of that Parasmani, story of the touchstone. One sadhu came in a village, and then there was a poor man. Then he heard about this powers that this sadhu had. So he went to him, approached him, and he said, please do something about my poverty. I can't make two ends meet. Give me something, do something. So that sadhu gave him a stone. And he thought maybe he understood everything. So that this fellow was so happy, overjoyed, he brought it home and kept it. And then nothing happened. His poverty is intact. Nothing happened. Like that, months are passing. Then his wife one day, he said, what is this you are keeping here? And so she started using that stone to grind chutney. Because those blenders were not possible for him. So she started making chutney with that stone. Then again, after 2-3 years, that sadhu came in that village. So he again went there. He said, "What are you doing? You seem to have powers and you have no compassion for me. I came to you last time, nothing happened to the sadhu. I gave you the touchstone." The sadhu is admonishing him. "I did give you. What are you doing with it? Why nothing has changed in your life?" He said, "It's there, nothing is happening." So, "But what did you do?" He said, "I'm grinding chutney." Then that sadhu was aghast. He said it is a parasma, touchstone. The touchstone, to that if you bring a iron metal or any other metal, if you touch it to that, then it will become gold. It was that kind of stone. It is called parasmani, touchstone in English. It is called philosopher's stone also. You have the philosopher's stone and still your poverty was intact. Why? Didn't know how to use it. Similarly, this human birth. Human birth is like that parasmani. Provided we know that and we use it that way. If we don't know how to use it, then parasmani is wasted. Then Bhagwan will go and will tell, "Bhagwan, you didn't do anything for me. I did so much puja, patha, so much I did. What did you do for me?" Bhagwan said, "I gave you the birth. I gave you human birth. Human birth. For this you require human birth. Human embodiment. The human body has lots of specialities, uniqueness about it. And the biggest thing is intellect. Crowning glory of human beings is intellect. That intellect is, we may use it for outer achievements, but it is the best instrument for Atma Anatma Viveka. Viveka requires lot of capacity to separate Atma from Anatma, and to know all this is not easy. But intellect is meant, has the potential for all this. But if we, if we use it in other things, then by the time all the energy is depleted, then we can't even use it for this. That is what happens, So as Vidurji, not Vidur, but Sanat Sujat. These 4 brothers are supposed to be wise men. Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanat Sujata. They are 4 children, they are infants, but born wise men. They are born with the knowledge. So, I'll just take 2-3 minutes more. Then after the war of Mahabharata, what happened? All the Kauravas have died. So Duryodhana, not Duryodhana, but Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra is in great pain. Naturally, the entire family has gone. So then Vidura says, I should do something. Wise man, Vidurji. So Dhritarashtra goes and tells, "Do something, tell me something so that I can come out of this grief." Vidurji said, "I cannot help you. I have the knowledge," but he was of a lower caste. See, in those days these things were very rigid, this. So Vidurji said, "I am of a lower caste and you are of a higher caste. So I cannot give you this knowledge even though I have it. But then I have the power to bring this wise man before you, Sanat Sujat." So he did something and Sanat Sujat, he came before him. And then Dhritarashtra is asking him, "What is Mrityu? What is death?" Dhritarashtra is asking that Sanat Sujat. He is a child. Sanat Sujat said, "The real Mrityu is Pramada. Pramado vai Mrityuhu aham bravimi." He says, very famous statement in the Shastra. Pramado vai Mrityuhu. Pramada means postponing. Not doing what is to be done. Not doing what is very important. Not doing that and doing unimportant things. That is called pramad. And that is mrityu. That is mrityu. So here, if we do not utilize this life, then that will be pramada. We are sometimes very sure, after this human life, next life will also be human only, no? we are very sure. The next life will be human. Who has gone and seen? Tell me. Nobody has gone and seen anything. Hopefully it will be human. But still, we need to take this seriously. That is what this mantra is saying. So, very little is left of this mantra. We'll take this tomorrow for 5-10 minutes and go to the third section. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Swamiji, Puja Swamiji used to always say that you better learn all this over here, because if you go to Brahmaloka, you have to sit down and listen the same thing again.
Yeah.
In the Brahmaloka.
But Brahmaloka to go there is itself next to
And then you have to
impossible.
learn all this Vedanta over here.